Hi, this is Dirk for PokerVT. In this video, I'm going to show you around the new legal online site, Ultimate Poker here. And I mean, when I say legal, I mean it means it's regulated here in Nevada, and the government's not going to go after them or anything like that. It's not like the other sites are illegal or anything like that. Although they primarily got into trouble before on these sorts of issues of just taking money from American players and stuff and all that. And if you're a member of PokerVT, if you play online, you kind of know this legal history. There's no way around it here. But this is a site that is it is I believe the first regulated site in Nevada. And that means, of course, that you can only play on it if you are actually in Nevada. And let me talk about that. I'll jump into a game here eventually and kind of show you around. But I want to talk about kind of how you get an account here. It's pretty easy to sign up. And they do the verification. Obviously, you put down your address as someplace in Nevada, of course. But then you also need to have a cell phone in Nevada. And apparently there have been some issues with Verizon, but all the other providers seem to work okay. I personally have, I have a number that is from when I was still living in Austin, which if you were around when I first joined PokerVT, I think I had just moved from Austin to Las Vegas in 2009. So I ported my number over, and it's a Sprint number, and I eventually ported it to Virgin Mobile. So I'm with Virgin Mobile with a Austin area code 512, not 702, which is Las Vegas. And I didn't really have any problems getting on here. In one of the videos that's coming out soon, I kind of talk about how I couldn't get verified, but you need to enable data. And I don't have data enabled on my phone usually, just to save the battery. So I don't have like 3G enabled on my phone most of the time. Once I enabled it, it was no problem. Basically, they text you and then they do a geographic lookup based on that, and then you're good to go. So let's look at some of the options here, like cashier and deposit here. So how you deposit, these are the deposit methods that are available. And I'll talk a bit about, let me talk about Station Casino. So if you've been to Las Vegas, or you're from Las Vegas or in Nevada or whatever, you probably know the name Station Casinos anyway. These are kind of branded as local sorts of casinos. They're not on the Strip. We're not talking Bellagio or Venetian or anything like that, but they have several casinos in Las Vegas. And you may know them from their owners, the Fertitta brothers, who sponsor or bought the UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship way back when. But yeah, they're primarily marketing towards local. So Ultimate Poker is affiliated with Station Casinos, and that's kind of my first gripe about this site. And let me also say, yeah, I'm not. If it's not obvious by the end of this video, I should state it up front here. I'm not affiliated with Ultimate Poker in any way. I'm not doing an endorsement here or anything like that. It's just this is something new, and it's interesting to a lot of people. So yeah, the name Ultimate Poker seems like a really bad choice to me. In the wake of the whole Ultimate Bet scandal and all that, then you have this site called Ultimate Poker, and I'm just kind of like scratching my head. I'm sure they had a team of people somewhere that like had to come up with a name, and they thought and they thought and they thought, and they went back and forth, and they came up with Ultimate Poker. I would fire that team. That seems like a very bad option in the wake of the Ultimate Bet scandal. Because people may think, well, are you guys affiliated with Ultimate Bet? There was a scandal there, and dig a little bit deeper and find out there's no relation. So yeah, once you sign up for an account, you can go deposit at the cage. You can also withdraw at the cage. I'll show you here in a bit. There is apparently now you can deposit with a credit card. When I first signed up, I could only deposit with my bank account. So I don't know if this is for everybody or once you make a deposit the first time. You can send them a check, a wire. Obviously, you're going to get dinged with wire fees there. But it's really nice to be able to deposit and withdraw from the cage at station casinos, especially if you want to put more than a few $100 on there. I can only deposit 300 initially. I don't know if they've just upped the limit since I've successfully deposited, logged on and played some, or if they've just upped it in the past couple days or whatever. But yeah, those are the options there. And like I said, station casinos are everywhere around Las Vegas. I mean, there's one within like 10 minutes of me, maybe even less. And you know, it's just really easy to jump over there, or you know, jump in my car and go over there and deposit and withdraw. I haven't done that yet. I've just deposited with a check or whatever. With the cash out methods are should be similar here. Yeah, okay, just two. The check cash out, and you can cash out at the cage there. Let's see here. In terms of the client, maybe you're not going to get the full feel of it here. Because you're not sitting here clicking around on it. I mean, you can download it and install it and sign up for an account. You just can't. You can even deposit. You just can't play until you verify you're in Nevada. So you can do everything on this. And I don't even know if they have play money or what. Let me see here. I don't even think they have play money right now. So I could be wrong, but it doesn't appear like they do. The client itself, it feels. You know, I heard a lot of people complaining about it, and certainly it's lacking in the options area, which I'll get to here in a bit. But the client itself, to use it, to interact with it, feels actually pretty good here. It feels better than like old Party Poker, back when Party Poker was still in the US, and it feels a lot better than sites like, say, Paradise Poker, if anybody remembers that, or 888 Poker with their awful Java client, and definitely it feels a lot better than Cake. Cake/Juicy Stakes. It feels better than Carbon, in my opinion, although the Carbon options make it more attractive, I think. I think this is just, you know, over time these options will get better, and this will be better. I don't think it quite stands up to PokerStars yet, but maybe it's kind of on par with the look and feel of Full Tilt Poker in terms of how much I like it. So let's talk about some of these options here. First option here is, like, the one thing I really notice is sound. Like, immediately when I started playing, if I don't have a table in like active, the sound from that table is not active. So if it's like, you know, somebody folding or whatever, if I have sound on, like, the sounds don't play. If I'm like in a browser window or whatever, they just don't play. So you need to have scope there. I think it's scope in order to get sounds. Now your sound options here, sound on or sound off. There's no customization, okay, which is kind of annoying. So maybe you want it to like beep when it's your turn, and that's it. That's usually the option I like. Like, if I'm timing down or something, that's the only time I want to hear any sort of sound, and I want to hear it on whatever table and have it pop to the forefront and all that. There are some options here for like table background, so you have a few options. No real customization, but you get a few there. You have some avatar choices, which are pretty limited here, but I mean, at least they thought of it. And I could have swore. Okay, yeah, I picked this king guy already. I thought it had picked this thing, which is probably the default. And then you can you have the standard deck options here. They did put a 4-color deck in there, which is nice. That's something that you know, it took a while to get to some of the other clients, I think, but they put it right in on Ultimate Poker, which is nice. Let's see here. The rake. The rake is pretty normal-ish. It's not like really bad or anything. They cap at $3, and it changes depending on how many players are at the table and all that. So that's pretty normal. Let's go to the sit and goes here, and you can see some of the buy-ins. This is literally, I haven't like limited this at all. Actually, I'm going to limit it to single tables, which really I don't think they have any multi-tournament or multi-table. Let me check here. Yeah, there are no multi-table sit and goes right now anyway. Just single table and heads up. So I'm going to limit it to single table here. And we're going to sort by the buy-in. So you can see kind of the largest buy-in here is 93 plus 7. So I mean that's kind of normal. This is not overly bad in terms of rake. I guess it could be a little bit better. PokerStars is, for example, a little bit more competitive, but you can either play on PokerStars if you're not in the U.S., or you can play on Ultimate Poker if you're in Nevada. So it's not like you have a choice between sites here. But yeah, I mean the rake on places like Juicy Steaks and Carbon and stuff, I think is a little bit better. One weird kind of thing here. Let me just load up one of these games. I don't want a 6 max one, so let me close that. Let me get a 9 max here, and I clicked on a 6 max again.